$3.97 a pound. Browse our weekly ad anytime on the Rayleigh's app or visit Rayleigh's.com.
This report is sponsored by Bet Online.
BetOnline.net is your #1 source for everything football. From pro to college, they have you covered. BetOnline.net has every stat, every matchup, and even live odds and spreads during the games. Visit the website today at BetOnline.net. The game starts here.
What's up, man? I love this song. Rock it.
Whoa.
Right? There's no key breaks in this next set of music.
If I'm here, I'm just emailing. Sorry. Hey, Chew. How you doing? Ooh, it's a little bit, some schmutz on the screen. How you doing? I am eating now. Oh my God, yesterday was so busy. Hey, Mike. We have got to make Metal Zone today. I totally didn't realize it was Wednesday. And yesterday, I forgot to text Gorman to see if he wanted to chat. So I remember to text him this morning, and he was like, nope, not today. So we're doing it tomorrow. But so much is going on, man. It's like it never ends. Hey, Shireen, how you been? I made poke salad today. I knew somebody was going to ask. It's Costco poke salad with Costco seaweed salad. And then I added some garden tomatoes, some avocado, some cashews, some onions, and some red bell pepper. I wish I had jalapenos, but I forgot to get jalapenos when I was at the store. So, meh. It is. It's really good. Plus, it's all like super proteiny. I mean, except for the tomatoes and the... No, it's mostly super proteiny. The seaweed. Seaweed is not proteiny. But you got to have some carbs because that's life, you know? Hopefully I got in time for everybody to get in for the giveaways because I figure that's what people really like. What's more entertaining, me eating or me starving? Probably me starving, huh? All right. Oh, I was also going to be doing concert calendar, but I didn't see a lot of new concerts added. Oh, shit. They moved the Sisters of Mercy to the Fillmore? Okay. Let's see. Buckethead on Halloween. Did I have that? I did not. Aha. Did everybody hear about our Halloween show? It's Babylon AD at Vinny's in Concord, October 26th. Oh, whoops, that's not the right date. There it is. Okay. All right, let's see. Hey, Justine. Dan, I don't speak Italian, but I think I can guess what you're saying. Are we ready for caller 9 time? Yep, Huey Ween. Which I think is a terrible name. But here we are. They're saying Steven had a fall and that's how he hurt his vocal cords. Oh, Justine, we need to talk more about this. Oh, wait. I'm answering phones, not on air. Okay. Thanks, Young. Oh, yeah. His new band is so good. You're going to love him. All right. Woo. People are excited for Green Day tickets. Let me tell you. Okay. Yeah, it was an injury, right? But isn't it weird how they were like vocal problems? At no point were they like, Steven fell and injured himself. Like now they're saying he fell. I swear, part of me is like, Joe punched him in the throat. They were like, you're too messed up. We can't handle this tour. And Joe Perry, and then somebody was like, punch me in the throat so we can collect the insurance. We'll say I fell. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 1. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 2. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 3. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 4. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 5. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 6. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 7. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 8. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 9. Sorry, dude.
Oh,
So close. Yeah.
Okay. That's so far for me to call again. I'm pretty sure somebody next to me is calling already.
Yeah, probably. But we'll have another chance for you tomorrow morning in the 8 o'clock hour.
I will call you again tomorrow.
Okay, good luck.
Bye-bye.
Bye. Sweetest caller 9 ever. Oh my God. Okay. Hi, it's Sabone. Who's this?
It's Dennis.
Dennis?
Yes. Can you hear me okay?
Oh, you're better now. Hey, Dennis, have you won anything from the Bone in the last 30 days?
No.
Dennis, what's your last name?
It's Dionis. Dionis. Actually, the first name is Devon. Devon.
Aha. There you are. Let's see. Well, you won something back in April, but it looks like you are in the clear.
Excellent.
You haven't had a change in your email address or your phone number since then, have you?
Nope, everything's the same.
Okay, congratulations, Devin. You got a pair of tickets to see Green Day at Oracle Park on September 20th, and you are in the running for pit passes. If you win the pit passes, we'll call you next week and let you know.
Right on. Thank you very much.
You got it, Devin.
Super
Congrats.
stoked. All right. Thanks.
Cheers. Bye.
Take care.
I was hoping for a new winner, but no, I got nothing. Hey, Avery, how's it going? That wasn't you that was spamming my posts the other day, was it? Somebody was like putting Blind Illusion posters in my comments, and I was like, brah, come on now. At least have it be relevant to the content. Hey, Vernon. That's what I'm saying, Marlon. I'm telling you. I mean, Justine, I will readily admit I'm being a little conspiracy theorist here, but I genuinely think that Steven Tyler was off the wagon, and I genuinely think that they probably had a clause in the contract where if they canceled because Steven was off the wagon, that they were going to be liable for all of the marketing budget that had already gone out and all of the everything. But the insurance would kick in if somebody was injured. And the only way that they could show an injury of that level was to punch him in the throat. Although, I mean, let's be honest. You got John Bon Jovi waiting until the very last minute to cancel their tour, or to not announce their tour. Aerosmith canceled and then rescheduled and then retired. Like, that's fucking weird, right? Right? I mean, Oh, I'm always sniffling, Justine. That's not new. Every day. Every day I wake up feeling like I'm hungover and coming down with a cold. It's never not like that. I just have like brief moments of rush, but at least I got lunch. Yeah, I take a Zyrtec every night, like the 24-hour Zyrtec. I take one every night. So in theory, if it's allergies, that is supposed to be abating it. But I don't know. We'll see. Oh, poor PJ didn't make it in time. Sorry. I was mostly eating and I was trying to like wrap up some stuff, or I would have logged in sooner. Yeah, I didn't eat till 5 yesterday. I was starving, right? This is some Costco poke salad with Costco seaweed salad. And then I added some avocado and purple onion and red pepper and, did I say avocado? And cashews and some garden tomatoes. It's delightful. There's PJ. Did you miss it? This is not snacking. This is the first thing I've eaten all day. I have been busy. Did you miss it, PJ? I'm sorry. I tried to get in time to give you enough. Sorry. Boss email. Oh, I'm sorry, PJ. You really would have liked it too. Well, you might not have liked it actually. She was really sweet and like not angry at all. She was like she sounded like a sweet older woman. Possibly Filipino accent. And she was super sweet. She was like, oh, okay, it's probably too late for me to call again. And I was like, well, tomorrow's your next chance. She was like, oh, I'll call you tomorrow. It was super cute. Aww. Yeah, no, I wish I was snacking because that would mean that I had breakfast or lunch, but no. That's the first thing I've eaten all day. Sorry, the boss texted. I got to do this thing over here. I can do that. Oh, and pumpkin seeds. I've got one stuck in my teeth. There were also pumpkin seeds on that. Tomorrow is the 12th. Was it weird that we had the debates on the 10th of September and like nobody mentioned 9/11? Or did they and I missed it because I was on the air when the debates happened? You had gator, Dan? You ate gator? PJ, I'll tell you said hi. All right, that is done. Now I need to print. Tomorrow is still the 12th. Hey, Eddie, what's happening? I got to figure out what's going on with Metallica real quick. What's new with Metallica? Anything? Whew. Pumpkin seeds. It's the Bay Area's own Metallica on the Rock of the Bay. I'm Nikki Blakk, and Metallica and Springsteen, along with Pearl Jam and a couple other bands, a handful, though, a very small handful of bands, are tied for the most nominations for a rock Grammy, and the Rolling Stones are poised to pass them all up if their new project, Hackney Diamonds, gets nominated for a Grammy this year. Waiting to find out. Whew, I don't like to cut it that close. Well, it's not that I don't like to cut it that close. It's that the computer system doesn't like it when I cut it that close. it does like errors and stuff, which are super annoying. Oh, you know what? I think I set this up for a sponsor that's not there, huh? Is there a sponsor on 420 Floyd today? There is not. I need to move some things. Un momento, por favor. Huh. Okay. Huh. Okay, there we go. Hey, Rob. Since it was my first day answering the call-ins, yesterday was my first day answering the call-ins. What do you mean answering the call-ins? You mean like for the contests? Yeah, we were here yesterday. We missed you. That's right. Primus and Limomaniacs. Dude, at first I was like, Primus New Year's Eve. Hell yeah. And then at the same time, they announced Nick Cave, and I was wearing a Nick Cave shirt yesterday. So I was like, it's funny because one of our tech guys came into the break room while I was in there, and I was looking at my phone while I was heating up my food yesterday. So I was already a little out of it. And I'm sitting there staring at it, and I'm like, Nick Cave, plus I'm wearing the Nick Cave shirt. Oh my God, Primus New Year's Eve. How am I going to get into these shows? I got to see Primus that I didn't even realize Limbo Maniacs were opening until I saw somebody else post about it. And I was like, Limbos. Kind of huge, right? Hey, Christopher. Lucky you being off today. You're making a tandoori salmon? I personally don't like fish, but that does sound amazing. Tandoori salmon with lemon and garlic, butter, and tandoori powder. Yellow Zatarain's rice and garlic spinach. That is impressive. Say what you want. Zatarain's is still really good. I mean, honestly, I've only really done the Zatarain's red beans and rice and the dirty rice, but they got that spice blend down. And I don't know if they put a lot of, I haven't had it for a long time. So I don't know if they're still putting, I don't know if they put like preservatives in there or not. But I got to a point like about 10 or 15 years ago where if I ate food that was made with a box, there was like anything out of a box, whether it was rice-a-roni or Zatarain's or whatever, it had some, I don't know what was in it, but there was something that would give me a stomach ache every time. So I basically had to start just cooking my own food or just whatever I couldn't eat out of a box. So I switched to potatoes most of the time. And frog's legs, gator and frog's legs. Damn, Dan, where are you at? Is that TC Gators still around? We used to have one of those in Vacaville. Hi, it's Simone.
Oh, did you guys ever get a winner?
Yeah, sorry. Give it a shot. Give it a good shot for about 5 minutes. But after 5 minutes, I definitely have a winner. It only takes me a little while to answer 10 calls.
All right. All right, next time.
Yep.
Thanks.
Next chance is in the 8 a.m. hour with Lamont and Snelly. And then I'll do it again tomorrow at 3 in the 3 hour.
Okay, thank you.
Cheers. Good luck.
Bye.
Hey. There you go, PJ. That was close. It was like a $1.99. Where you work? Is it a TC Gators? You work at a TC Gators? Is that place still around? I remember their blackened chicken was good. You asked incorrectly. My first DJ audition shift with Rock 96.7 on 9/11, where I read the news all day long. Oh, yeah. I don't even think I read the news. No, basically I just potted up the news, you know? So like, see the board here? So basically we had a news service coming in on one channel and all I did was that. Boom. All day. Yeah. So I went on the air the next day, which was even more awkward. And because, like, what can you say on 9/12? And, you know, and here I am, like, in my audition shift at Rock 96.7. It's 2001. And I'm like, trying not to depress people, but also trying to be supportive, but not trying to be like happy because ew. And then I remember in the days after, it was nonstop like blood drive information. Remember, we were like, oh no, the blood banks are going to need blood, you know? And then a couple days later, they were like, yeah, we don't need blood. Everyone's fucking dead. And I was like, I can't say that. Oh, it was a fucking nub. Hey, Alejandro. I'm not mad at Hellfire or X-Men. I was this close to buying a Hellfire jersey shirt. And then I was like, why do I need another fucking shirt? And then I didn't. And now I regret it. I totally should have bought that Hellfire shirt. That Hellfire Club shirt, the Metallica branded one. But you know what, though? Everyone had them at Comic-Con. And I was like, everybody got this shirt. Maybe I don't need it. You got your tickets already to Primus? I'm so excited. Gonna run amok. So is Rice-A-Roni really a thing in San Francisco? God, no. No. That San Francisco treat thing was like a fucking ad campaign. I don't know anybody that was like into Rice-A-Roni at that level. Like it was not a... If any... You know what's funny? In San Francisco proper, I'll bet you like jasmine rice, like Chinese rice is way more popular than anything else. Because we have probably a dozen different Pan-Asian cuisines in the city alone. And we are probably the best place on the continent for Asian food. We're so lucky here. I mean, if I want Thai food, there's probably like half a dozen places in walking distance. Well, not walking distance. Well, I guess the whole city's only 7 miles, so kind of walking distance. But yeah, Thai food, Chinese food, Vietnamese food. Oh, Toulon is my favorite Vietnamese food. And then of course, Japantown, Japanese food. Japantown. Oh my God, the Japantown Mall. So good. So good. It's a good thing I just ate or I'd be so hungry right now. Yeah, Chris, it was the jersey, you know, so it was like the white front with the black sleeves, the baseball jersey that had the Hellfire Club logo on it. So this shirt, check this out, this Pink Floyd shirt. I have this original shirt somewhere. It's from the tour. I don't know if you can see in the back. Can you see on the back? So I went to this tour in Oakland in '88. I remember it poured rain, but we were in seats that were under the overhang. So we were like between I want to say we were between the second and third deck, but the third deck was directly above us. So we were like far enough back. At the end of the night after the show, it was like everyone around us was soaked through. And we were like walking around just all like toasty dry because it poured rain the whole fucking show. Show was killer. That was my first Pink Floyd show ever. And then I found this on Memorial Weekend on sale at the Lucky Brand store in Napa for like $6 or $7. And I was like, well, hell, I'll just buy it. Because even if I find my original one, which I'm pretty sure is in a box in the garage, doesn't hurt to have another one. It was like $7. I could justify one t-shirt, right? I have so many fucking t-shirts, you guys. It's ridiculous. Indian food. We have piles of Indian food. We don't just have Indian food. We have like regional Indian food, you know, like we know the difference between, well, we don't know the difference, but you can go and get like all different kinds of, you can get Indian food, you get Pakistani food, you can get, like we have so many choices here in San Francisco. It's nonstop. But there is a place in the middle of the Tenderloin that is like, I think it's a Pakistani style Indian food restaurant. And it is so good. Oh, do I have any idea how many shirts I have? It's in the hundreds. It's definitely in the hundreds. They're all over the place. I wouldn't even be able to get them all in one place to count them. I remember at one point I counted shoes and jeans, and that was in like the 200 range for both. I have an entire bedroom and a large portion of a garage that is nothing but rolling racks and tubs and boxes of clothes. So yeah. That's a goal project of mine, to start getting rid of some of that shit. It's kind of ridiculous. I'm like a fucking hoarder at this point. It's like, it's not a good look. At first it was cool to be able to go pull out like all these vintage shit. And now it's like, not all of it. Falafel. Oh my God, right? Everybody's hungry now. Yes, PJ, Primus do suck. They suck good. My first Primus show was Primus and Scatterbrained at the Keystone in Palo Alto. I think it had already changed to the Edge, though. That show was cool. And Epidemic was on that, too, weren't they? I'm pretty sure it was Primus, Scatterbrained, and Epidemic, because I think it was Epidemic is how I found out about the show happening. Because ordinarily, I wouldn't drive all the way down there for a show. Hi, Roy. Always the best place to eat is a little hole in the wall, right? Like Toulon in the Tenderloin is like, you literally have to walk past the crackhead flea market to get into it. You know, it's in the heart of the TL. And at one point it got completely shut down by the Board of Health. Like they got health inspectors shut the fuck down and people were pissed. They're like, we don't care. I can see them cooking my food. It's fine. I don't know what you shut them down for, but I don't care. And then they did like a remodel and they raised their prices like $1. I mean, their food is so inexpensive. It's crazy. Probably because they're in the Tenderloin and they've been there forever. And they do for a long time, they wouldn't even take credit cards. It was pure cash. And there was a guy who stood by the front door with a leather billfold that was just full of cash, just doing your check for you. And as if you walked upstairs to eat, you would have to walk around the rice cookers because at every outlet they had rice cookers plugged in. That's the mark of a good restaurant. Primus never apologized for breaking the barricade at One Step. Well, did Primus personally break the barricade or did the barricade break during Primus? Because I feel like it's only their apology if they were directly responsible. Don't you think, PJ? Oh, so I never finished saying, like, I was sitting there, like, mesmerized at the fact that I was wearing the Nick Cave shirt and Nick Cave just got announced. And then I saw the Primus dates and then I completely forgot the Limo Maniacs were opening. And our tech guy walked in behind me and I didn't hear him coming at all. And he's got a fucking janitor keychain, you know, like he's making noise. And I didn't hear him. And he was like, hey, Nikki. And I was like, ah! And he's all, what the fuck? And I was like, sorry, dude. I was deep in concentration. Yeah. Oh, and hey, it's 420 Floyd right now. I am loving that footage of David Gilmour playing in a club with his daughter doing Wish You Were Here. Have you guys seen that yet? I posted it on Facebook. If you haven't had a chance to check it out. It's just super sweet. And they sound great because it's fucking David Gilmour, you know? Like, David Gilmour could take a comb and a toilet roll and make it sound like a fucking concert. Dude has just got skills. You know what I'm saying? All right. Where are we here? Oh, Metal Zone. It's too late in the week again because I suck to try and add music. So I have to play music that's already been played. But we do have a lot of music that has already been played.
Weeks ago, I went to see Taylor Swift at the...
So that's just going to have to be the thing. I thought you were a Raiders fan, question mark. Sorry. A friend of mine was like, hey, I love you in red. And I'm all, I thought you were a Raiders fan because I'm wearing the Niner jersey. And he's like a hardcore Raiders fan, I think. I'm like confused now. Sepultura COC. Well, that's not new. But you're right. I do need to add I do need to add the Primus to New Year's Eve. All right. Shit. What days of the week are that? What days of the week are those? December 30th, 31st. Monday and Tuesday. Ugh. Let's see. First day's Primus Limbo, but who's the other day? Do you remember? Oh, you know what? Y&T just added another show too. I think to the the Redwood City Fox. Oh. He's all, I only like the Oakland ones. They left us. And by the way, I was talking about your lipstick, not your jersey. I do have to do this prize picks thing too. Anybody see my prize picks?
Pretty good out there, and I'm trying to do my prize pick. What do you think? Is he going to do more or less than 237 and a half yards? Because I think it's going to be a defensive battle today.
So I can't make my picks from sidelines every week because they're not here every week.
And I like more Debo Samuel, 68 yards rushing and receiving. That's my pick today. All right, I'm not going to argue with you. Let's take it until tomorrow.
So Marcus was 1 for 3 on those picks, BT Dubs. But one of them wasn't his fault because Brock Purdy was like, yeah, gosh. I think it was 237 and a half yards was what he had to make. And I think he did like 232, you know, so that was a really tough call in the end. But yeah, I got to do my prize picks for this week because I got to have something to talk about on the air. Oh, hold on. We got a break coming up. See why I can never get anything done? If I don't record in advance, I'm like trapped here. Oh, that reminds me, I should double check and make sure commercials actually exist for tomorrow. Because that's what I do when I'm over here. I'm like merging the commercials and the music for tomorrow. And sometimes it doesn't work. But this time it did work. Okay, good. The hard part is done. All right. It's hard finding new stuff about Led Zeppelin. Yeah, it's all just rehash crap. What is going on with the Led Zeppelin sale from Peter Grant's daughter is what I want to know. Oh, yeah. What happened to the Becoming Led Zeppelin documentary? Isn't that supposed to be out soon? Where did that go? It's supposed to have like never before seen footage. Oh, what the fuck? That is not what I said. Google trying to predict my shit is getting on my nerves. Huh. Isn't it weird that there hasn't been anything new about that documentary since May? Where's the most recent? May 19th. Wow, that's just a rehash. Huh. So it looks like Sony acquired it and they're still trying to acquire more footage. It's going to get a theatrical release, but they haven't said when. Super annoying, huh? You can't see more than a few seconds. That's really weird, Justine. I don't know. I haven't talked about the Death Angel Christmas shows, but they're on the concert calendar on account of they actually got announced a while back. But to be fair, I do need to update them because they did just announce the openers, right? And I have to add the openers where I can fit them. "1077 The Bone and Zep." I'm Nikki Blakk, and we're having a whole lot of questions around the Becoming Led Zeppelin documentary that was acquired by Sony. It was previewed at film festivals in the previous couple of years, and it's reportedly has unseen footage from early Led Zeppelin career. And they've also been scrubbing this footage, reportedly, from the internet in the meantime. So it looks like Sony is trying to acquire as much early Led Zeppelin footage as they can, put it in the documentary, which means it will be different than it was when it was premiered at film festivals, and to scrub all that footage from the internet so that they can catch people trying to post it after they release the documentary, which we have no idea when that's going to happen. Was that too confusing? That felt wordy. Let me do that again. It's a whole lot of Led Zeppelin on 1077 The Bone. I'm Nikki Blakk, and Sony Pictures has acquired Becoming Led Zeppelin. That is the documentary that was screened at film festivals in previous years, reported to have new footage, or I should say previously unreleased footage of Led Zeppelin in their early days. And reportedly, that footage is being scrubbed from the internet. And supposedly, Sony is acquiring also other footages that were previously unreleased and scrubbing those from the internet. So they're changing the documentary and then at some point going to release it. Waiting to find out. That's better. Trimmed off 10 seconds. I don't think the full song is out there with Gilmore. I think it's like 30 to 90 seconds. I think the longest one is like 30 or 90 seconds. I can't remember which. Isn't Sepultura on my concert calendar? You're scaring me now, PJ. Oh, I didn't finish writing this in though, did I? Okay. Oh yeah, who's opening the second night? For Primus. Yeah, too wordy, huh? Still a little too wordy on the second time around, but I only had a few minutes to go. So I figured it was better to let that go on the air than it would be to risk cutting it too close and having the computer system go, "What? Did you say something?" And then it would be like nothing in between the songs. I missed his touchdown catch. Yeah. Well, I didn't pick him because I don't think he's stable enough to make a pick on. And I was right. Where did I see that today? I think I saw it on KMBR's Instagram where they were like, when you make 30 mil, you need to catch the fucking ball. And I was like, that's a very good argument. Rob, you first saw Y&T at the former SF Civic Auditorium, Bill Graham Civic Auditorium now, in September 1984. Aww. My first Y&T show was Iron Maiden, Y&T, Tesla, and Wasted, which I believe was also my first Tesla show. I'm not sure. I think so. It's 1987. Because when I was getting filmed for the Y&T documentary, they asked me what my first Y&T show was, and I told them, and they were like, "That's not a show." And I was like, "That's totally a show." And they're like, "No, Y&T didn't play with Iron Maiden." And I was like, "Y&T totally played with Iron Maiden and Tesla and Wasted. I was there." May 1st, 1987 or 6. Sorry. 7. Yeah. Because I remember it was the same day that Fairfield got MTV. And I was not at home watching MTV. I was in San Jose watching Iron Maiden, which I think was, in the end, the right decision. And then when I went to go take pictures with Tesla at the Mountain Music Fest a couple weeks ago, and I brought the Tesla shirt that I bought that day to have pictures with the guys wearing that shirt. Brian Wheat asked me what show I got it at, and I couldn't remember. Like, I just brain fogged, and I was like, I go, it's a vintage shirt. I've had it for fucking all this time. I go, here's a picture of me when I was 15 wearing it, and he's like, and I go, and I know I'm wearing it here on my way to Day on the Green, October 10th, 1987. So I had to have gotten it, earlier than that. So it was May 1st, 1987. And he was like, no, we didn't play with, I forget who it was. He's like, well, we played with so-and-so, we played with so-and-so. Did you go to those shows? And I was like, I didn't go to those shows. And he's like, well, then it's probably a repro. And I was like, it's not a repro. It's original. I swear to you. And then all of a sudden I remembered Iron Maiden. You guys played with Iron Maiden, YNT and Tesla and Wasted. And he was like, oh yeah. So none of us can remember shit at this point. All of our memories are just melting. I wish I could help you, Justine. I have no idea why that's happening to you. It doesn't make sense. Lita Ford opened, followed by Twisted Sister, and then YNT. Nice. Was that a New Year's show? No, September. Okay. Hi, Red. Oh, thanks, Justine. Well, feedback is great. Constructive criticism is fine. If you're going to be a hater, I might get rude. But you're never a hater, Justine. You're always very nice. You met Jeff East last month in Lincoln. He was singing some of his Tesla hits at a small part. What? Jeff Keith was in Lincoln singing Tesla songs at a small park? Go figure. Okay, so I was double checking Sepultura, right? Sepultura COC. It's got to be on here. Didn't I put that on here? Wait, is COC? Is Sepultura Obituary? Is COC opening? Because I have enough room to squeeze them in there if they are. Oh, look, Toulon came up as places to eat nearby the Warfield. Let's see. Sepultura. Where are you at? No, it's Agnostic Front. Why'd you say COC, dude? You're confusing me. I probably tried to put Agnostic Front in there and it didn't fit, but let's try it again. Agnostic Front. Oh, you know what? It works. Oh, I see why. It technically doesn't quite work, but I can work it. There you go. Boom. I'm going to do a commercial. You guys want to hold? Sit tight while I commercial it. Oh, there it is. He was there for a memorial. Oh, sad. Just heard buffer info on Zep. Doc sounded good. Oh, wow. I guess it's that far behind, huh? Sometimes what also will happen is if I cut the break too close to the end of the song or too close to the song. Sorry, this just bugs me. It's been like a bad haircut, which I never say because I love my hairstylist to death, but this whole cut has just been really frustrating. If I cut the break too close, it will shift. Like sometimes it just won't play. My break will just go into the ether and it'll turn red on the computer and it's too late for me to do anything about it. And sometimes though, what it'll do is it will play the entire ending of a song. And especially for like a Led Zeppelin song, maybe not that one, but like if it was Over the Hills and Far Away, right? That's like a long, slow, quiet exit of a song. It'll wait until that's completely over and then it'll trigger me talking. So it sounds like I've missed my cue, right? Because I'll think I'm talking over the music, but what it'll do is I'll have like some lead time in the recording, and that lead time will happen after the total end of the song. Whereas when I'm recording it, that lead time is happening during the song. So it'll be like whole song ends, and then lead time, which is fucking silence, and then me talking. And so it sounds like I fucked up when it's like actually a glitch. What are you going to do? The Ford Sister YNT show was at the live at the SF Civic videotaping. Oh, cool. In 1984, I was too young to go to concerts. I wasn't allowed to go to shows until 86. You got to take that up with my mom. She was strict. Also, I was 12. Yeah. There was nobody cool in my life growing up that would take me to cool shit. That's why I was always like trying to be the cool big sister. I took one of my sisters to like Green Day for her 10th birthday. I took another sister to meet Nickelback at the Warfield on her, like, I don't know how old she was. I think she was 16 when we did that. She was like in high school. Nickelback was cool, but it was the Warfield, which was extra cool. Plus, a friend of mine was working for Nickelback, so she got to go backstage and meet him. So she was just like, holy shit. Yeah, it was a whole thing. All right, commercial time, because we're cutting it close again. All right. White Snake just ended. Thank you. All right. Let's see. End of the hour. I'm running on time here in the studio. I don't know what anything else is going to do. Holy shit. Johnny Cash? Well, wouldn't it have been June Carter Cash? Wasn't it always Johnny and June in those later years? Or was the documentary not accurate? And by documentary, I mean biopic with Joaquin Phoenix and what's her face? Reese Witherspoon. Yeah, there's a handful of dates that stick out in my head, and then the rest are lost. But the ones I know. Let's see. If I go Foghat into Robert Palmer, Bad Case of Loving You, into the Eagles, that feels kind of old, right? I should switch something out there. Let's move this Sammy Hagar over here. Huh. Running a little bit late, actually, now. Okay, let's see. Oh, but now I'm right back to being too many old songs in a row. All right, hold on. Aha, there we go. That's going to work perfectly. Right back on time. That's good you can remember. That would honestly, Red, if I had seen Loretta Lynn, I would never forget it because she's a badass. I mean, what women had to go through just in general in those years, much less being a solo female musician in the country field back then. My God, like, can you imagine the misogyny? I mean, she already popped out, what, 6 kids or something? Lady wrote a song about the birth control pill and they crucified her for it. And it's funny too, because right, she was like the poster child for everything that was perfect, right? She was like a mom and a Christian and a good Southern woman and all that shit. And then all of a sudden she was like, I really would like to stop spitting out these babies. Can I please get the pill? Which seems so ludicrous now that she wouldn't have that choice, but it was a whole thing. You met some local musicians, Rob, that when you delivered beds for sweep train. Oh, of course Lamont got one. Oh, and Mike Dirt, huh? That's so funny. The guitarist for Boston. Oh, was that Rick Sykes? He taught a class at Solano College one day. He came into my recording class and taught for a day when I was at Solano College back in 1990, I think. But he was in Boston at the time, yeah. Who else you got? The bassist for Korn and Neil Young. Wait, the bassist for Korn was in the Bay? Are we talking about Monkey? Fucking A, back to Paso Robles tomorrow. God, PJ, I don't know how you do that drive. It sounds miserable. Yeah, right. I mean, dude, the way the South has reverted, the South and the Midwest have reverted into some sort of like Stepford world where they pretend that, oh, Fieldy. Sorry, Monkey, Fieldy, like Corn is corn. Not a big Korn fan. Not a fan. They've done some great live shows. They were nice guys. I worked with them at the Warfield and at the Candlestick Park. I just couldn't tell you who's who. Oh, and I worked with them again recently at Shoreline. Now that I think about it, a couple years ago. You signed up on Instagram and left messages to me. Oh, I don't do messages on Instagram, Christopher. I only do comments. Same with Facebook. The only way I do messages is if you want to send me an email. Everything else is comments. Comments. I don't have time for direct messages. Huh. I'm surprised he was here. I did not know Fieldy lived in the Bay. Cool. Corn doesn't suck, Mike. Corn has sucked. Corn has moments of suckage, but in general, they've gotten a lot better. I saw Corn open for 311 at Great American Music Hall back in like, oh shit, what year was that? That had to be the 90s, didn't it? Yeah, because I was working at Bass Tickets at the time. So like 97, 96? I don't know. At any rate, Korn was fucking terrible opening for 311. Was it 311? Now I'm starting to doubt everything I ever remembered. But yeah, Korn opened for 311 at the Great American Music Hall in like 96 and they sucked. But then they got better. Your grandfather met him? Nice. Yeah, Rob, that was Rick Sykes. I'm pretty sure his name was Rick Sykes. He lived in the Solano County area. Yeah. Solano Community College was in Fairfield, so he came in and oh, Mike, that's sweet that you like Pantera and Slayer, but you realize that nobody takes away liking Pantera and Slayer if you also like Korn, right? You know that they're not mutually exclusive. You miss Rammstein? I miss Rammstein. They were great. They still are great. I mean, they're not great. They're not dead. They're just, I think they just went through a cycle, you know, and when Rammstein finishes a cycle, they take time off. It's so weird how Germans have that work-life balance that Americans have never figured out. All right, let's see. I do not need that up anymore, but I do need this back. Oh, shoot. For a second, I thought I accidentally gave that Green Day winner corn tickets. Mm. "1077 The Bone" and Foghat talking about that slow ride we know so well in the Bay. I'm looking at it right now, and it's especially bad in the South Bay, of course, in Fremont, and wait, hold on a second. Hold the phone. What is that? Why is that there? What's going on here? Oh, I see. Okay. Is that 680? Huh. "1077 The Bone and Foghat with that slow ride we know so well here in the Bay. I'm looking at it, and it's all over the map. San Jose, Fremont, Altamont Pass, you know it. And, of course, the maze and everything to do with all of the bridges. Well, you know, the usual. Sammy knows what I'm talking about. Oh, did that commercial happen? I guess so, huh? I forgot to write down what time it was. Oh, look at that. It was right on time. Nice. I don't have a lot of commercials today. I hate when they all show up on the same day, you know? And then it seems like all I'm doing is commercials. Oh, happy to do it, Justine. It was actually an accident, but a happy accident, right? Today. Oh. Grandpa's rule. Grandmas are pretty awesome too. Grandparents in general. Although, well, I had a great relationship with my grandparents, but my step-grandparents, on the other hand, well, not both of them. I had one set of step-grandparents that were like, well, okay, I had one step-grandparent in particular who just didn't like me. Apparently, I was a very obnoxious 9-year-old. It's super weird to have like a granny not like you. They're supposed to like everyone, right? What do you mean, Dan? He sold both their records. You mean like wait, what? Oh, I see. Okay. Your grandpa. Now it makes sense. Rob, you asked him what it was like playing for thousands of fans all the time out on tour. He said, it's what has a lot of musicians turn to alternative substances to perform because it's nerve-wracking. He got tired of it, and he had completed with Boston to do his own thing. Huh. He also was in Aldo Nova. But he's not still with Aldo Nova because I just saw Aldo Nova on the Mountain Music Festival in the Smoky Mountains last month, and he was not there because I looked for him. Was it John Sykes? I swear his last name is Sykes, and his first name is like Rick or John or something. Who wants to wiki? Oh, I don't need that up. Where are we? Oh, come on. Now I'm running early. What? Son of Beach. All right. Well, I start on time. Nah, that's too much old stuff. Let's put that there. And put that there. This is probably still too short. So we'll put... I think it's going to have to be this one. There we go. Now we're back on time. Are we on time all the way through? Yeah, mostly. That is not what I meant to do. Okay. David Sykes. Well, there you go. I was like, who's going to wiki this? And how long is it going to take? Yeah, it was funny when I transferred to San Francisco State, the broadcast program has this requirement where you have to take audio 101 or whatever it is. And then you take audio, whatever, right? And I only had 2 years for the program, and they have all these prerequisites for you to get into these classes. So like there's one class that you have to take before you're allowed to take anything in the major. And I didn't want to have to do like a whole semester at San Francisco State just to get that one class. So I took it in summer school so that in the fall semester, when I transferred, I could just go right into the major. Because it was a whopping $1,500 a semester back then. Yeah, that's how this is why, like, when people are like, I can't believe we're forgiving college debt. It's like, dude, have you looked at college debt? It was like $1,500 for a full-time semester back then. And now it's like, I want to say 6,000. Like, it's ridiculously, and it's 20 years difference, right? Yeah, debt is crazy. Everyone should get out of debt. Job one, get out of debt. Then do everything else in your life, because trust me, it's like walking around with a 20-pound weight around your neck all the time. But I digress. So I got in there, and the recording class, this audio 101 or whatever, was like beginning at the beginning. Dude literally was like, sound is measured in units called ohms. And I was like, oh no, I'm way past this. And I had to show the guy. So fortunately I had brought my transcripts with me, and I was like, hey, I've already taken like 2 semesters of audio recording. So I'm like ready to push record. I'm not in this, like, can I be bumped up to the next course? And he was like, well, I have to see what your grades were, and I have to see what what the course was. And I was like, here's my transcripts. And he was like, weird that you have them with you, but okay. And then I ran over to the counseling center because I had taken orientation and paid attention. And during orientation, they said that the counseling center had every curriculum catalog for every junior college in California just on hand. So I went over there and I photocopied the curriculum description of my recording class. And I was like, here's the description of the class. And all while we were on break. This was like over like the 10-minute break in class. Cause it was like a 2-hour class. It was like a huge class. It was going to take up an entire semester, and it was going to be like 2 hours, like twice a week. It was going to be ridiculous. And I showed him all that stuff and he was like, go ahead. He's all, good luck adding though. He's like, you are way late to be trying to add, you know, audio 200 or whatever it was called. And I was like, shit. Okay. So I waited until the class was over and I went and all the professors did office hours. So I went to the professor and I was like, hey, so funny story. I didn't know this. And I was in this class and I just got signed up and I was like, please add me. I go, if you add me, I promise you I'll finish the class. I promise you I'll be able to keep up. I promise you, like, I was just like this, and this. And then I was like, and I work at the Fillmore. And he was like, wait, what? You work at the Fillmore? I go, yeah. He's like, the Fillmore Auditorium. And I was like, yeah. And he's like, do you know Morgan Pittman? And I was like, he's my boss. And he was like, huh, all right. He goes, you better finish my semester. He goes, if you're here now, if I sign you in and you're not here at the end of the semester, I'm going to be very upset and I'm going to call your boss. And I was like, not a problem, sir. And that's how I got into recording 200 on the first day of school. But that was the class that I took with David Sykes from Boston, which, to be clear, he did not teach the whole class. He just came in and like guested with us like once or twice. Might have just been once. Yeah, college is sneaky, man. Kids really just get shafted in college. And especially now, like, people don't know that there's a whole system to be worked in college. Kids just do what you tell them. They listen to every counselor. They listen to every teacher. You know, they listen to their parents and they believe them. And it's like, there's so much misinformation out there. When I was at San Francisco State, they had this thing called the segment 3 that was to help you become a more rounded person in your education, because they're thinking that these kids are coming straight from high school, you know, and that they don't know anything and they haven't had any life experience. And I'm like, fuck you. You know, I was a transfer student who was already in my mid-20s. I was like, I have been working since I was 14 years old, you know. Trust, I do not need to take extra courses for life experience. I am already working in the industry and I just need to get this fucking degree done so that I can get back to work in the industry on a more full-time basis. And so it was like, they kept telling you that you had to take this segment 3, had to be 3 courses outside your major because they wanted you to be well-rounded, blah, blah, blah. No, I got down to the nitty-gritty. I read the fine print. I went and pulled out the rule book, and it turned out that you only had to have one of those classes outside your major. So my segment 3 counted towards my major requirements. And I was like, yeah. And I only had to take one class outside my major the whole time I was at San Francisco State, paying that whopping $1,500 a semester. Yeah, I believe you, Dan. I mean, college is exhausting and there's so much out there designed to help you, but it really doesn't help because they just kind of herd everyone into the same pen. You know, it's like you really have to, and it's not like I was special. I was just very determined. I'm like a little velociraptor. I am going to test your fence for weaknesses. And if I think I might find one, I'm going to keep testing. And, you know, if I find a weakness, I'm going right fucking through it. You know, and kids today don't do that. Kids today just get herded. And I don't think it's entirely their fault. I think that we didn't teach them better. I think we had zero tolerance policies that taught them that they had to fall in line and not to ask questions. Yeah, thanks, Red. Oh, you were at the Bill Graham Memorial concert in Golden Gate Park? Yeah, I think that was the biggest concert in San Francisco history. I wouldn't be surprised because I was in Europe when Bill Graham died. I was so sad. It was my first time ever, and it was like a family trip. And I found out watching MTV Europe. Otherwise, I would never have known, right? Because it was like 1991. It's not like I was picking up a newspaper in German. There was a lot less English over there than there is now. Hey, Paul. Oh, thank you. Appreciate that. Was there anything particular you liked best? I'm really enjoying this Carrie King interview. You know, it's funny because the first time I watched it, I was like, oh, I really could have done better on that. Oh, I can't believe I didn't do that. You know, and after we had the interview, like I was just kicking myself for like, oh, I can't believe I brain farted. And oh, I wish I'd thought of like these follow-up questions and stuff. And now the more I watch it, the more I'm kind of enjoying it. I'm like done nitpicking myself. And now I'm just kind of curious what other people think. Thank you, Paul. Laid back is what I'm going for. You know, somebody else was saying like, I've never seen Carrie like that. I always thought he was kind of a dick. And I'm like, this is what I keep telling people. People are like, Carrie's a fucking asshole. Fuck Carrie King. He's a dick, blah, blah, blah. And I'm like, he's really not. And they're like, he's stupid. And I'm like, he's really not. He's a really smart person who has a lot to say if the right person asks him the right questions. But if you're just some, you know, if you're just some jock asking him the same shit over and over, he's not going to have anything interesting to say to you. And he's not going to be saying it in a nice way because he doesn't have to. You know, he doesn't suffer fools lightly. And he and I have actually known each other for so long now that I think I get a better King than everybody else does. Not everybody, but a lot of people, you know, when I talk to him. He knows if he gives me a shitty answer, you know, like when I was like, hey, what's a fair criticism? And he's like, there isn't this, that, he like put it off on something else. He was like, I don't have socials. I don't really see it. And I was like, you have friends. Like people tell you things, you know what your criticisms are. Is there one that's fair? You know? And he was just like something. And I go, oh, okay, you're fucking perfect then. You know, and he just like laughed it off. He wasn't like, fuck you. Right. Like if Carrie was an asshole whose ego couldn't take criticism, I wouldn't be able to fucking talk shit to his face in an interview and get away with it. Right. But he is an intelligent person and he knows what I was getting at. And I think he didn't want to put a legitimate criticism out there because he knew if he did, he probably suspected that if he did, he would never hear the end of it. And that's fair. And I'm not going to crucify him for it, but I am going to nudge him for it, you know? So thank you. I agree with you. Yeah. Yeah. He is super friendly. I mean, anytime somebody talks shit about Carrie, I'm always like, tell me you don't know him without telling me you don't know him, you know, because that's exactly it. Well, I think Red, that people give Carrie a hard time because they don't understand him and they want to dislike him. You know, they want to be able to take him down a peg because he's Carrie fucking King. He's kind of on top of the world, you know? Oh, shit. Hold on. You know what? Let's do that ticket giveaway soon. That way I can talk about that. And it'll be in 28 minus 6, 22. Didn't realize the mic wasn't on. "1077 The Bone rocks with the Beastie Boys and Sabotage." I'm Nikki Blakk, and if you're here in just about 20 minutes, I'm going to have a chance for you to win a pair of tickets to see Korn, Gojira, and Spirit Box at Shoreline Amphitheater on October 6th. And when I say Gojira, you know that's the band that was in the Olympics opening ceremony, right? And just killed it. Yeah, they're coming to town. You know, Dan, that is one thing that we have changed in schools today is I remember when my little sister was going through, she also, she wasn't spectrum disorder, but she had right frontal lobe seizures things. It was like a whole thing. But they have all these accommodations now for testing and stuff like that. That's going to like freak you out if you're not like the average student. which didn't exist when I was going through school. Fortunately for me, I was pretty good at taking tests. I used to have a crack memory, like nothing got out of here. I remembered every goddamn thing all the time. So I was great at taking tests, but not anymore. Thanks, COVID. At least I think it was COVID. I don't know. It could be perimenopause. Thanks, perimenopause. Thanks, age. All those things. Yeah, we need a lot of education reform in this country, and we need it from the top down and from down up. And not to be all political or whatever, but let's be voting for the party that believes in childhood education as opposed to the party that thinks you should tap your aunt and uncle to come watch your kids. Maybe you've got grandparents who will watch your children. The fuck? Maybe you do. Maybe you don't. It doesn't matter. We need to be paying for early childhood education because studies show that's what matters. Getting your kids in an educated setting and in a integrated setting where they are being socialized in real life is what's like really fucking important when it comes to children. Isn't it crazy that the family values people who think that we all need to have babies to fucking have a stake in this country don't give a fuck about any living children in this country? And here I am, childless cat lady, and I care more about strangers' kids than these assholes do. I care more about strangers' kids than these assholes care about their own fucking kids in a lot of ways. But I digress. How is Carrie getting shit for saying that he played bass on the albums? Did I miss that? Carrie's been playing bass on all those albums for like decades now, right? And guitar for quite a while too. You're right, Red. We need a lot of reform, period. But clearly what we're seeing now is a lot of fucking stupid people. And I think a lot of stupid people are because our education system has been degraded over the years. You hope you set a good example by your academic achievements. I'm sure you did, Dan. It's to each their own education wise, and let's not, I don't even want to discount the trades because there's a lot of people that do well in the trades. Oh, is Dave in Benicia now? Thanks, Brian. Tell him I said hi. He'll be like, who? Be like, yeah, Nikki Blakk. She had you in her recording class at Solana Community College with was it Delbert Bump, I think? I think Delbert was the one that was my teacher. Paul, do your kids come home dumber? Oh God, what's happening in that school? I know I try to be on my nephews. I'm like, listen, kids, you need to read a lot of books because they are not teaching you shit. PJ's all happy. Brian is here. It's so cute to watch you guys in the comments. Yeah, you're right, Red. Cuts in education have been frequent and deep and for some reason acceptable, and I don't know why. Oh, you're in Nebraska. Oh. Yeah, YouTube people are constantly shitting on Carrie. And oh, they're mad at him. Like, how dare you claim you played everything on the records, even though you played everything on the records. That makes sense. Yeah. I mean, it doesn't make sense. It tracks is what I'm trying to say. It's nonsensical, because like Carrie's basically, you saw it in the interview, right? I'm like, you're the third most hated man in metal at this point, moving up to number 2. And Lars Ulrich is the number 1. And Carrie is like the Lars Ulrich of Slayer, right? Like, people love to hate on Lars, but I guarantee you that Metallica would not be Metallica without Lars every fucking day. Every day. James would have been gone 100 times. 100 times by now. Lars is the one keeping shit going, and Lars is the one creating whatever buffer zone James needs to enjoy still being the singer for Metallica. And I mean, that core is what's kept that band going. And it's the exact same thing with Slayer, you know, except that, no, it's the exact same thing. I mean, I try not to get bitter about Jeff drinking himself to death. Yeah, Jeff got bit by a fucking spider, but that's not what killed him. Jeff drank himself to death. And we all loved him. And he was a great guy. But he also drank himself to death. His death was entirely fucking preventable. And when he left Slayer because of the spider bite, he just descended into this like absolute K-hole of drunkenness and drank himself to death. You know what, Justine? I hated homework too. I always did everything at school and left it there. And if it was homework and I didn't finish it before I left, I didn't finish it until I got back. Because it was like work, right? You're not paying me to work at home. I'm not working at home. And same with school. You're not paying me to do homework. And every study ever shows that homework is too much. Kids don't need homework. Kids need life. David plays at Lucas with Kehoe? Shut up. Oh my God. I have got to get down there. I had lunch with Kehoe at that place and it was awesome. And I want to go back. It's just that he may be late for work. He and I were having so much fun that I was like, oh shit, dude, I have to go. I'm going to be late. And it was, I was late. And you know, radio happens whether you're here or not. It was like an awkward situation, but shh, don't tell anyone. You're a Hawaiian dude in Nebraska. Paul, you got to get out, man. How did that happen? Why are you being punished? It's Nebraska. Ugh. Cornhuskers and stuff for people that know what that means. Blabbermouth did not like, well, Blabbermouth is Blabbermouth, but did you notice Blabbermouth has really chilled on those comments? Like, I went and looked at the Blabbermouth comments on my interview with Carrie, expecting some trolling. Not a fucking word. Not a word. Nobody even mentions me. They talk a little bit of shit about Carrie, but really not that much. A brown recluse. You know, they don't know what kind of spider bit him. Because he didn't see it when it happened. He just felt the after effects of the bite and then went to the hospital because it was crazy. Your kids bring home math homework. Oh yeah, they totally changed math. Yeah. The problem with the thing with the change in math is that the change in math will make sense if you have always learned it that way. We didn't learn it that way. And we have not learned it. So you need somebody to teach you the Common Core math so that you can help your kids with it. Otherwise, all you can do is do the math your own way and then see if they got the right answers. But as you know, teachers require you to show your work. So that doesn't matter. So you got to learn Common Core. But the good news is that all my teacher friends tell me that it does make sense in the end. It requires less memorization and it has more mnemonic devices in it to help you remember how to do these problems. I mean, as much as you want to think that we learned it the right way, we literally just sat there memorizing it. 1 and 1 is 2. 2 and 2 is 4. 4 and 4 is 8. 8 and 8 is 16. 16 and 16 is 32. 32 and 32 is 64. 64 and 64 is 128. 128 and 128 is 256. Why do I know that? Because I memorized it. Not because I understand how it takes place. I mean, obviously now as a grown-ass woman, I can sit there and do the math. But as a child, I just had to memorize it. Well, everybody likes field trips. Oh my God, Justine, 6 hours at school and then 4 to 5 hours at home? No. Children should not go home with more than like one ditto and a book, right? Homework should be reading. And it shouldn't even necessarily be like scholastic reading. It should be storybook style reading. Like give them history books that are in storybooks, settings. Like yeah. Brian, you thought Kirk was the glue in Metallica? No. I mean, don't get me wrong. Kirk is an integral part of the band, and Kirk is, he's the water. He's the water in Metallica. He will just flow around whatever the situation is and play guitar and do it well. But James is the creative core and Lars is the driving force and Kirk is the water. And Robert would be the workhorse. Football scholarship. Oh, if only it was a scholarship or something, but no, you're just being punished with Nebraska life, huh? Well, fingers crossed for something to change. If you're in debt, get out of debt. That's step one. I'll have a financial advice show that we'll do one of these days. Yeah, Red, everybody, the Blabbermouth people have disappeared. Like the real trolls on Blabbermouth are really hard to find now. Nebraska, North and South Dakota need to go. Well, here's the thing. North and South Dakota need to be one fucking state, okay? There are not enough people in those two states combined to justify 4 fucking senators. Fuck you, Dakotas. But outside of that, I'm going to do this cue to call. I don't want you guys to hear it real quick. Hold on. I didn't have to do trig. I did calculus in junior college, and that was the end of it. And I'll be honest, I faked my way through a lot of calculus. We were allowed to bring in a cheat sheet, but it was only it could only be a 3x5 card. And I got the finest no, I printed it. That's right. I printed it. I used like the tiniest print that you could get on a computer. It was like 6 or 4-point font. And I basically typed out everything I could squeeze into a 3x5 card in fucking 4 or 6-point font. I forgot what it was, but so I had a lot of cheat sheet to get through calculus. So I passed calculus, but I'm not going to pretend that I understood it. And I didn't do trig. We didn't have to do trig for some reason. You had to do algebra, geometry, algebra 2. And then because I didn't do it at the high school level, I did it at the college level. You didn't have to do trig if you did. Oh, it wasn't calculus. It was statistics. That's what it was. Yeah. So if you did statistics, then you didn't have to do anything beyond the algebra and the geometry. Nebraska isn't that bad compared to Maui. Aw. Well, if you're having fun, Paul, then that's what matters. If you like where you live, then stay where you live. I have a hard time grasping virtually all of the Midwest. But to be fair, I don't think I've been to Nebraska. And if I did, it was just on tour and it was super brief. You know, that helps, Justine. I had a friend in college, in junior college, who was helping me with math. And that helped me kind of survive because I just didn't like math. I liked algebra. I didn't like geometry. And then I didn't care about anything else. I was like, I'm not doing this. What field trip stands out the most? When the state capitol was in Benicia, we went to the state capitol in Benicia. And I found out that you could get $25 for an Indian scalp into the 1900s in downtown Benicia. That was fucking weird. Yeah, a lot of people sucked at math in school because of the way we taught math in school. And now that we're teaching math in school differently, all of the people who sucked at math in school are pissed off that we're finally supposedly getting it right. I don't know. I haven't had anyone sit down and teach me Common Core. I've looked at it and I can kind of see the concepts. But yeah. You know what? Not my circus, not my monkeys. Oh, yeah, your wife likes living there? Or you guys just have her family support system in Nebraska, so you're going to stay there? Well, you know what? Vaya con Dios. Be happy. Vacation in Hawaii. I mean, Hawaii's too expensive to live right now anyway. And to be fair, Maui needs to rebuild. Gods, Maui needs to rebuild. Monterey Bay Aquarium. You know, I think I went once. I have a vague recollection of the tide pools. Oh my God, Red, seriously. So many of those states have fucking Wyoming gets 2 senators and it's the size of San Jose population-wise. It's outrageous. Oh, yeah, don't get me started on that shit. That is some bullshit. But that is how, not to be all political, but that is how the GOP has been gaming the fucking system for decades, is because they've figured that out. And that's what's happened, is they've got enough, all they need is enough Senate seats to stop any legislation from getting through. Oh, yeah. No, it's true, Brian. I mean, if it wasn't, obviously Dave Mustaine was not going to survive in Metallica because fucking ego, you know, and Kirk's laid back surfer dude, stoner dude, chill, I'm just going to play guitar and, you know, show up when you tell me, is perfect for them because, you know, Lars needs a lot of air in the room and James needs to be what James needs. It's hard to describe, but he needs that. And Kirk rolling with the punches and Robert always standing at attention, being ready to go is kind of what they need. And that's how Metallica is Metallica. And people want to hate Lars for that. And Lars is like, okay. Lars laughs all the way to the fucking bank. Lars Ulrich is living his dream life. So if people want to hate him, I don't think he gives 2 shits. Same with Carrie. You know, I really wanted to cut that therapist. I did not want to cut that therapist any slack because of what I saw in Some Kind of Monster. He seemed like a fucking hack to me. But everyone in that band says that they needed what he provided when he provided it. None of them had any tools for dealing with trauma. All of them had trauma. You know, they were on that bus when Cliff died. Plus nobody gets into metal because they're so healthy and well-adjusted. You know, they all had childhood trauma. They all had so many things that they didn't have the psychological tools for dealing with. And they also were instead self-medicating. So even though that therapist didn't reinvent the wheel, and even though what he gave them were some very basics of therapy, they were desperately in need of the basics of therapy, and it fucking worked. It's like giving an anemic person a steak, you know, and that's what they needed, and that's what they got. So kudos. I wish they'd gotten a better therapist, but is what it is. Then they've definitely grown from that. You can see it. You can absolutely see it. Dakota Fanning is calling to the station. What are you talking about, PJ? Hey, Jacob. Oh, yeah, you were at Harlow's with the Hatriot kids. Wasn't there a special guest that was supposed to turn up last night with Hatriot? Was it Zetro? Well, I appreciate, Paul, that Nebraska is more affordable, but living in a more affordable place only is an advantage if you maximize the money you're saving. Because what I notice is that people who live in affordable places buy stupid shit. They're all driving fucking $60,000 cars and buying $50,000 boats and like just blowing their money on stupid shit. So mutual funds. Put that money in mutual funds repeatedly, regularly, let it grow, buy a vacation home in Hawaii, and then decide which one you want to live in. Oh, gosh. Yeah, I would hate winter too because snow. Especially if I came from Hawaii. I mean, my gods, I come from California and I already am like, ew, snow, no. Oh, funny story, Dan. I ended up not having to do chemistry either. My science class, I took biology. I had honors biology of all things and passed that and then went into physical science. But my physical science class was right after lunch and I just never came back after lunch. So I failed it. And then next thing I knew, they were like, I took it in summer school and summer school was like earth sciences, which was science for dummies. So I ended up missing the hard chemistry stuff. All right. We're giving away corn tickets. Are you ready, PJ? Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 1. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 2. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 3. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 4. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 5. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 6. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 7. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 8. Hi, it's Sabone, your caller 9. Sorry, dude. That was close. Oh. Yeah, sorry. No, that was that. Hi, it's Sabone. Who's this?
This is Chelsea.
Hey, Chelsea. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. Not bad. Hey, Chelsea, have you won anything from the bone in the last 30 days?
I'm sorry?
Have you won anything from the bone in the last 30 days?
I did, actually.
Oh, you're not eligible then. You can only win once every 30 days, Chelsea.
Well, that's so crazy that my phone is going through.
I know. That is insane.
That's a lucky time.
Go buy a lottery ticket. See how that works out, okay? I gotta take another winner though. All right. Cheers.
Have a good one.
You too. Bye. Hi, it's Sabone. Who's this?
Hi, this is Christy.
Hey, Christy. How are you doing today?
I'm good. How are you?
Not bad. Christy, have you won anything from the bone in the last 30 days?
No, I have not.
Christy, what's your last name?
Doro.
How do you spell that?
Dorough. Did I win?
Maybe. How do you spell your first name?
Christy.
And your last name was Dorough?
Correct.
Okay, yeah. Congratulations, Christy. You were caller 10. I got to get some information from you. Congratulations, Christy. You got a pair of tickets to see Corn at Shoreline, which I guess you'll be walking to because you live down the street.
That's awesome.
And the tickets are going to be emailed to you. Have you done that before with the e-tickets?
Yeah, I think I have.
Okay, keep an eye out for an email that comes from 1077 The Bone. As soon as you see it, we need you to open it and click the link inside to accept the tickets, and then they'll be delivered via e-tickets after that.
Awesome. I'm so excited. Thank you.
Yeah, you're welcome. Have fun at the show, and don't be late because the openers are going to be
will.
amazing.
I know. I got to get there on time.
All right. Congrats, Christy.
All right. Thank you.
Cheers. Bye.
Bye.
First time winner. Yeah. I love it. All right. Let's see. Oh, yeah. Gerrymandering. Oof. Not getting into that, but yeah, it's a fucking thing. Oh, I was talking about the Dakotas. Oh, PJ. Oh. Oh, so Jacob, they said demo was coming out? Anything's possible. I know Phil's in town, and I know he was playing some show on Saturday, filling in. He puts the fill in guy. Excellent, Paul. I love it when I see somebody on the right track. Hey, Dan, I'm not mad at the snowpack in the Sierras. I just don't want it down here where I live. I like to visit the snow and then go away from it. Although I'll be honest, ever since I moved out of Vacaville, I never drive up to Tahoe anymore. That extra hour just ends up being an extra 2 hours or 2 hours plus when you're driving up and back on weekends and shit. Nah. Scotty Ian told story about Cliff's passing on Rob's podcast. Oh, that does sound sad. Jacob, you're working on a battle vest. Congrats. Oh, was PJ trying to win corn tickets? I missed that. Hi, Umberto. How you doing? Sure, it can snow on Mount Diablo, Dan, but that's not getting in my way because that's way up on top of a mountain. I don't care if the snow is like existing in the world. I just don't want it in my home. I don't want snow around me. The amount that it snows out here is fine. It snows like, I don't know, once every 8 years, we'll get a light dusting of snow. And maybe once every 20 years, there'll be enough snow to where we can make a snowman. I'm perfectly happy with the amount of snow we get in the Bay. Dust the tops of Mount Diablo all you want. It looks pretty from a distance because I'm not on the mountain. All right, you guys, I got to go pee. I'll be back. Oh, no, I won't. I got a break. Whoops, a daisy. We almost missed that. See? I get distracted. "1077 The Bone" and Manfred Mann's Earth Band with "Blinded by the Light." I'm Nikki Blakk, and I was blinded by that big fat W your San Francisco 49ers brought home on Monday. I mean, come on. Monday Night Football, opening night, the home opener, hometown crowd. It was epic. If you want to see what it was really like on the field, check out my socials, Baby Huey socials, and the Bone socials, because we got it all over the place there. You know, we are the FM flagship station for your San Francisco 49ers with every game of the season in, say it with me, bone-crushing stereo. This Sunday, your San Francisco 49ers are on the road in Minnesota taking on the Vikings, which means we all have to get up early for this one. Pre-game is at 9 a.m., kickoff is at 10 a.m., and it's all right here on the Rock of the Bay. Okay, now I gotta pee. BRB. I didn't know Zetro made patches. That's cool. Yeah, I don't know if snow days are any good on account of you still like who wants to be going to more school in summer just so you can go to less school in winter. You know what's funny is when I was a kid, I was on one of those we were like in an experimental 45-15 program. So they had 4 tracks at my school. And it was a way to get more kids in school at the same time, but also to keep kids learning year round. So it was year round school. And we had like 3 weeks off. We'd have like 45 days on and 15 days off. So we got 3 weeks off for spring break, 3 weeks off for Christmas break, 3 weeks off for Labor Day. We got a month off at summer. And then everything else was like 45-15. And it actually worked out a lot better than the current system. And the only reason they didn't do it is because parents wanted to like do vacations in the summer, and they wanted to and they had daycare issues, you know, because like what are you going to do when your kid's suddenly out of school for 3 weeks at Easter or whatever? Anyhow, I still have to pee. I'll see you guys in a minute. What'd I miss? Oh, we did that. A Dio or a Rob Halford story? Hi, it's the bone.
How's it going?
It's
Am
good.
I good or no?
I don't know. Are you good? How would I know if you were
Always-
good?
Always good.
Okay.
Definitely always good. How are you doing?
Not bad, not bad. What can I do for you? Okay. That was super weird. You could be watching my cat? What? What are you talking about? Cat videos. What the what? Holy shit. John Bon Jovi helped talk a woman off the bridge. Apparently she was suicidal and she was on the outside of the bridge looking to jump, and John Bon Jovi just walked up and started talking to her. Kind of amazing. I mean, honestly, if you were about to jump and like John Bon Jovi was like, "Hi, I'm John Bon Jovi and I really think you shouldn't jump," I'd be like, "Tell me more, John." Crazy. And they got video from the bridge cam of them talking. I don't know if that's who he's with, but you can see whoever he's with is like helping her get over the rail. Aw. Look at John Bon Jovi. See, and people hate him too. Guy's got a fucking soup kitchen and people talk shit about Bon Jovi. That's amazing. Oh shit, hold on. Is there any Guns N' Roses news? I feel like not. Let's see. Guns N' Roses news. The Brian Jonestown Massacre says they were on tour with Oasis when they all blew up, and he says I told Noel Gallagher that Oasis sounded like Guns N' Roses, and then we gave him some crazy speed, and they were up for the next 3 days. And then Noel walked out on the band. He's like, maybe it was our fault. God, it's all just rehashed. Nothing new.
107.7 The Bone and Guns N' Roses with Paradise City. I'm Nikki Blakk, and recently I was talking to Steve Gorman. You know Steve Gorman. He rocks at 7 o'clock on weeknights on 107.7 The Bone. And he and I have a podcast we call The Black Room. You can find it anywhere you get podcasts. Just do the title search for The Black Room and scroll through. You'll find ours, I promise. And he was saying that he interviewed Slash a couple weeks ago. And one thing he noticed was that they told him, don't ask any questions about Guns N' Roses. And at that point, we were like, did you notice that none of the Guns N' Roses members are doing interviews about Guns N' Roses? I wonder what's going on there. All right, we are coming up on 6 o'clock, which means I got to start wrapping it up because I have not finished the Metal Zone, which has to happen. And I hate to do homework. And Brian wanted to hear a Dio story, which I can do. Is there anything else I missed? Oh, I was going to show you the cat. That's when I saw the Bon Jovi video. Did you want to see the cat, or did I misunderstand what that was? Let's see. Where's the kitties? Come on, you little shits. Where are you at? It's not dark out. Why isn't it coming up? No, I don't want to record. Oh, there we go. I don't know what they're doing. I don't think I've ever seen them like this. Look at that. They're just being cats, I guess it's bath time. That's what it looks like. Kitty bath time. You know what's funny is like, sorry, I'm on backwards right here. They're never on this one right here, ever. Like, this is the first time I think I've ever seen any of them on that particular spot on the cat tree. But yeah, there you go. So that's the cats doing cat shit, as cats are wont to do. Jacob, I'm a foodie. You've read about lobster, mushroom, and eggs. When cooked together, both ingredients make a purple meal. Could I imagine a purple meal? I mean, if it tasted good. Heart omelet for whatever occasion your heart desires. Jacob, are you pitching me ideas? I'm not sure what's going on here. The problem with a heart-shaped omelet, I think, is that you have to flip it over and then it's not a heart shape anymore, right? Or you have to have two heart shapes that you somehow stack on top of each other, but then that's more of an egg sandwich. Yeah, I don't think the heart-shaped omelet is going to work out for you, bud. Maybe the bridge was slippery when wet. Well, that's what my friend said. He was like, I hope he talked her out of it with song lyrics like, just take my hand and we'll make it, I swear. Oh, yeah. Justine, no joke. I would not be above like requesting a little bit of a noogie from John Bon Jovi. I don't want to have sex with John Bon Jovi because he's not that cute anymore, but he's still definitely cute enough. Oh, I just did the delay thing. Even though I did that break like 5 minutes ago, it did the thing where it like waited till the song was over and then had the little bit of lead time and then started my fucking talking. Oh, I hate when that happens. Sorry. Okay. But yeah,
I'd kiss Bon Jovi like in a heartbeat. I'd be like, I won't kill myself if you'll kiss me. No, I didn't plan this. Chicken fried steak. We are on some strange topics here. Okay, since I brought them up, BJTM tell us an Anton Newcomb story. What? I don't know what that means, Brian. With white gravy and hash browns. I'm not a big fan of white gravy. Like breakfast gravy. I mean, it's just sausage gravy and it's mostly flour and it's not that good. Okay, I must be behind because you guys are still asking for kitty videos, which I already did. The story of the cats. Okay. Do I have music on for them? I do not, but they have an automatic feeder that has me telling them that they're good kitties, and it goes off every time that they get a meal, but it's broken. So now it just goes off randomly, frequently. So throughout the day and night, periodically, they'll hear me telling them what good boys they are. Who's a good boy? Who's a good kitty? Do I do a live stream with the cats? I do not. No. I could right then tap in and say and talk to them, but they don't seem to care when I do, so I don't. You thought they hated water, cats in general. I don't know. Paul likes an egg sandwich, so there you go. And I'm not mad at an egg sandwich. I actually used to make a big bagel egg sandwich thing when I was commuting to Bass Tickets in the 90s, back when I could eat that many calories first thing in the morning. Your mom would have kissed Bon Jovi. I tell you what, Paul, a lot of people's moms would kiss Bon Jovi. She was cranking Bon Jovi when you were a kid. Aw. Then you heard Slayer. Aw. Well, you know, everybody's got to start somewhere. I know, right? Food talk is everywhere. Okay. Dio story. So Dio's playing at the Fillmore. Obviously not his first time. Definitely not his last time either. And oh wait. No, okay, I'll tell this one. And I'm working with his wife, Wendy, who's his tour manager and his manager. And she's at her desk. And back then there were landlines and there was a production manager landline. And this girl kept calling the production manager landline asking to talk to Ronnie. And we were like, he's busy. Can we take a message? And she was like, no. And then his wife answered and she was like, I'm his manager. What can I do? Can I help you? And she's like, oh, hey, I'm, friends with Ronnie. And I forgot to tell him I was going to be in town and I wanted to come down and see him at the show tonight. And, if I could just talk to him, I'm sure he would, put me on the list. Apparently it's sold out and, blah, blah, blah. And she was like, he's at sound check right now. He's really busy. And then she goes, I hope this isn't his wife I'm talking to. And Wendy goes, actually, darling, it is. And then hangs up on her. Even though they were totally divorced and separated and all, like they weren't even together at that point. But she was like, yeah, I'm his fucking wife. And you are a groupie and it's not going to work. And that was funny. And then I was wearing this thing that I thought of after that. So Les Claypool is playing at the Fillmore for New Year's Eve, I'm pretty sure. And I'm wearing my Dio shirt from that show. And Les is doing sound check and I'm like walking across the dance floor for something. It's sound check, so there's nobody around. And as I'm walking across the floor, I don't even look up, right? I don't even look to see who's on stage because it wasn't like full sound check. It was like early sound check. And all of a sudden, it turns out it's Les and he busts into fucking Holy Diver because he saw me in my Dio shirt. And that was epic. So I've seen Les Claypool cover Dio's Holy Diver for just me. All right. It is 6:00, folks. I should get I got to finish Metal Zone. I got to work on the concert calendar for tomorrow. I got to wrap up the stuff I just got off the printer for tomorrow and stuff. So everybody got something, right? You got cat videos, you got food talk, you got Dio's story and a bonus Claypool story. I already told you about the shirt, right? Yeah, I told you about the shirt because the Pink Floyd tour in '88 was bomb. All right. Good night, guys. Appreciate it. Paul, you'd bro hug Bon Jovi. I love that. Like, see, we're making progress here. You can like more than one person. You can like Slayer and like Bon Jovi, and you don't have to choose. I promise you, even the most hardcore of the hardcore let their hair down. If you don't believe me, check out Karaoke on 70,000 Tons of Metal Cruise. Oh my God, those dudes. Exodus doing disco karaoke. I have seen it with my own eyes. So we all have permission. All right. Good night, guys. See you later. Thanks, Dan. Thanks, Red. Thanks, Marlon. Thanks, Paul. Well, figuratively, Paul. Read the room.